John.
Yeah, thanks, Will. I think that is the top performing episode on the channel of all time so far. And it's kind of strange because I'm not the manliest guy in the world. You know, I work in a very feminine profession. I tend to be an introvert. I don't have this long beard. I don't have six-pack abs. I don't tower over my intersexual competition. So it might sound strange to get this kind of advice from a guy like me. But I'm also tougher than I look in a lot of respects. So what I talk about in the episode is that to be a man, you need two things. You need to have a spine, and you need to have a pair. You need to have some balls. And if you have those two things, you're a man. And I mention that because a lot of what's happening in the content space these days has to do with what I call performative masculinity. It's like, think about, we just passed Christmas. Think about all the shit men, like, goes for men's gifts. It's like hunting knives and whiskey and cigars and hatchets, like all the, it's like,
guns.
What am I going to do with some of that stuff? So there's many ways to be a man. You don't have to have this long beard. You don't have to be a lumberjack. You don't have to be a fireman. You know, you don't have to be a cowboy. Those are obviously archetypes that still resonate with us. But and I think all those archetypes that do resonate because those men had spine and a pair. I love the trope of the Western hero. We don't have a lot of Westerns anymore, right? But like the single gunslinger who went up against the bad guys, even though he was probably going to get killed just because it was the right fucking thing to do. I mean, that takes a real big pair. And we saw in recent history a lot of people fold under significantly less pressure from, you know, friends and family and employers and things like that. So I think it's really important for guys to have a spine, which is basically like the ability and willingness to stand up for something. And say, you know, this is what I believe. And this is why I think it's really important for me when I do my podcast is I use my real face as I use my real name. There's a lot of content creators on the internet that are in this space. They hide their face. They use pseudonyms. And I think that's to a discredit because even they're saying with their approach that there's something almost shameful about what they're doing. Like they don't want to put their name and their face to their beliefs. And I think that undermines a lot of the good content that some of these creators do put out there. It's too easy to attack the person who's already hiding. It's like, you know, so it's like being willing to say the thing, even if it's unpopular, to do the thing, even if it means losing your friends or opportunities or money or even your life. And that's where the balls come in. It's like to be able to actually, not in a hypothetical situation, but to put your money on the felt and say, you know, I'm willing to stand up for this, even if it means that I lose. And I think that's what people respect. And I think that you can't really be respectable as a man if you're not willing to do those things.